Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drive. You know, there are a lot of cars that are really touching and really interesting for the eye to look at. But today we have something very special because we are here with those wonderful two James Bond cars. One is a V8 Vanquish, a very sporty car, and one is a V12, a mighty car. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe right now because you have never seen something like this before. And as you can clearly see, I'm standing in front of a James Bond car, the Aston Martin Vanquish V12. It is a very special car that I wanted to show you and was lent to us by Remo Auto. So thank you very much, Remo Auto, for giving us the car. Aston Martin is a company that focuses on exclusivity. So they are not building cars a lot. But when they build cars, they make them incredibly valuable to the people driving them. So Aston Martin was built in 1930 in the company. So in the history of the 109 years that Aston Martin is present and building cars, they have built about 100,000 cars so far, up until 2022. So imagine, and the funny thing is, the very interesting thing is that 90% of cars that Aston Martin has ever built are still drivable. Let's talk about the V12 Vanquish in particular, and I'm going to explain to you now what they have done with the engine. So the engine is called the AM11 engine, and it is of course built by hand. In this particular case, Ahmed Munir has built it. So let me explain to you something about it. The engine is a V12 6-liter. It produces 573 horsepower and 620 newton meters of torque. But the interesting thing is that this engine consists of two Ford V6 Cosworth engines stuck into one, and that is very interesting. So to show you what this is all about, have a listen. So let me talk about the design. What is different between this car and, for example, a DB11? Well, the face, the front headlights are a little bit different. Those wonderful curves you see here differ it from its brother, and it has a little bit of a pointy nose. So it's really going, it's like cutting, it's like a knife, for example, just a little bit more pointy to the front. So it has a little bit of an angle here, a really squarish angle, but then you come to this part, to the back, and then you can see, okay, here it is. It is those wonderful tail lights that go in this very nice, beautiful motion, filled with this black. It is a very wonderful design, and I like it so much. And although they might seem very similar, they are not, because this is again something different, something more special than a DBS in my perspective. The Zagato tuners use the Vanquish as a platform to make the car insane. So that is what differs it from its brothers, and that's what makes it wonderful. The Vanquish V12 had an initial price of 350,000 Swiss francs. The aerodynamic components here are made out of carbon fiber. The bonnet is made out of carbon fiber. Those side lines that Aston Martin typical uses to display the beauty and the golden ratio of the car, carbon fiber. This lip, carbon fiber. Roof, carbon fiber, as always. Even the back part, as you can see, going around the exhaust pipes, also carbon fiber. Brakes, carbon ceramic brakes. So everything on this car is from the outside just pure money. Let's go to the inside. Welcome to the inside of this Aston Martin Vanquish. So to be able to start a car, you need this wonderful looking key with the Aston Martin badge on the top, which is glass. So if you want to start the car up, you put the key here into the middle, press it, pure Aston Martin is displayed on the screen to explain to you where you are sitting in, and then you start the car up. You have to do it both at the same time. So press the key and push it. Now the car starts up. But I wanted to show you the little details they wanted to give us. So the car is now ready to do everything you want. Let's turn it off and explain to you where we are. So everything you look at is leather. Wonderful stitchings, leather seats covered with wonderful Alcantara to hold you a little bit better into the seat. Stitchings at the top. Then you have Alcantara roof, Alcantara on this steering wheel, which is very squarish, a little bit more special than in my Aston. Then leather parts at the top, carbon fiber in this middle console here. Armrest is also in leather, and you have little back seats that are also covered in leather. So everything in here is made to give you a feeling of a very expensive and exclusive car, which this Aston Martin really is. It's just insane. You have this sport button here that really adapts the car and makes it a little bit more sporty, the shift's more sporty, etc. Then you have this on the steering wheel also a little button where you can harden the suspension. You have here your launch control start, where you could drive from 0 to 100 in 4.1 seconds with this luxury Grand Tourer, and everything is kind of made for you to enjoy the drive. So that is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna drive it and explain to you how it feels. Let's start this up. All right. V12, baby! How can you not love something like this? And we are two Aston Martins while filming. One is in the back, the V8, V12 in the front. All right, so in all honesty, it's not a race car. All right, it's not a car you would take on track. That is, let me tell you this straight up, no bullshit. This car is not for track use. It is not an incredible sports machine. It is a Grand Tourer, and that's how you should treat it. It's for making the best impression you can make. Wherever you go, you are making the best impression. There is nothing else to say than you're making the best impression. So those 573 horsepower, 620 Newton meters of torque are no joke, man. Let me tell you this V12, hey, I mean it's a 6-liter V12 engine. Can you believe it? Think about it. They put two 6-cylinder Ford engines together into one big V12. I'm opening now the windows. I just want you to hear this. Listen now. Listen to this V12. Imagine picking your wife from work in this car, man. Imagine picking your kids up from school in a V12 Vanquish. How incredible can a car be? And when you put the windows up, you don't hear anything. Listen up. want to say thank you to Remo Auto for lending me the car, especially Victor. Thank you so much, Victor, for giving me and trusting me your car and giving me the opportunity to make wonderful movies about it. It sounds absolutely insane. I cannot bring myself to stop laughing because this V12 is incredible. Built by hand, 573 horsepower, naturally aspirated engine. Guys, I'm so excited. I cannot tell you how insane this car sounds. So, but now let's stop smiling and and start talking about how it feels. So, something interesting. The car is let's say it is on the heavier side, 1,740 kilos, and it has a ZF automatic transmission. So it shifts a little bit slow. If I put it in sport, it's a little bit better, and it sounds of course better, but it's still not that insane double clutch shifting transmission that shifts in milliseconds. No, it's a little bit less aggressive. I put the car now into track mode, and I think now it should be faster. The car should accelerate in 0 to 100 in 4.1 seconds. Let's try that out. First gear. That works fine. I mean, listen to this V12, man. So what I feel right now, turning into those corners, is that the front is a little bit more wobbly than in my car. I drive the V8 Vanquish, so I can tell that the car is a lot heavier. It's less sporty than mine. But this brutal strength, man, of this V12. It's not a V12 that is very aggressive. It only revs up to 6,500 RPMs. It's really not that aggressive. I've never driven a V12 before. This is my first time driving a V12, and it's a very strange feeling, man. It really isn't so aggressive like mine, you know, that it revs up. No, it is very gentlemanish. So I'm going to accelerate effortlessly and beat everyone around me, no problem. And it has 620 Newton meters. But the sound. This is really like a melody. It is so intense. So, I think you got the message. I had the laugh flash a lot, man. I fell in love instantly with the car. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the review. We couldn't pound the car, obviously, really hard and drifted and all of that stuff. We couldn't do that because it is very expensive. I mean, if you just break the brakes, it's 30 grand, man. The brakes are 30 grand. So it's an incredible experience. I'm very thankful. It is something you could put in your living room, just go by it every day and look at it, not even drive it. It's such a lovely looking car, and I fell in love with it. So you saw the driving shots, you saw it from the outside. I explained something to you. Now there is time to say goodbye, and we're gonna see us on the next one. Thank you very much. God bless you.